In the chaos of battle, the clang of metal against metal, and the shouts of warriors locked in combat, one man stands apart, a master of strategy, an icon of discipline, and a philosopher who spoke of the balance between strength and mind. This figure is none other than Miyamoto Musashi, a legendary samurai who lived in 16th century Japan and wrote what would become one of the most influential works on martial strategy, the Book of Five Rings. Known for his unmatched skill in sword fighting and his deeply philosophical insights into combat, Musashi's wisdom extends far beyond the battlefield, offering profound lessons on life, leadership, and personal development. Among the many elements of Musashi's philosophy, one concept stands out: the two swords doctrine, which symbolized the balance between strength and strategy. In this essay, we'll delve into the essence of this doctrine, its underlying principles, and how it applies to our modern-day challenges. From battlefields to boardrooms, Musashi's insights into the art of war remain invaluable, teaching us that victory is not solely the result of physical prowess, but of mental clarity, strategic thinking, and an understanding of balance. Before we dive deep into Musashi's Two Swords Doctrine, I want to take a moment to welcome you to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel. Whether you're a student of history, a martial arts enthusiast, or someone on a personal quest to understand the deeper meaning of life and strategy, this is the place where ancient wisdom meets modern-day application. Here, we explore the timeless teachings of history's greatest thinkers, philosophers, and warriors, uncovering lessons that resonate across generations. As we embark on this exploration of Musashi's doctrine and its profound impact on strategy and personal development, I invite you to consider how these teachings can be applied to your own life. In a world that often demands quick decisions and split-second actions, Musashi's insights offer a slow, deliberate path to understanding the balance required to succeed. Miyamoto Musashi's most famous combat technique was the Nitten Ichiryu, the two heavens, one school style, which involved wielding two swords simultaneously, one in each hand. But Musashi's Two Swords Doctrine is far more than just a martial technique. It is a metaphor for balance, for the union of opposing forces, and for mastering both the external and internal dimensions of conflict. To truly grasp the significance of Musashi's doctrine, we must first look at the context in which he developed his philosophy. Born in 1584, Musashi grew up during a time of civil war in Japan, a period where samurai were expected not only to fight, but to master the strategies and philosophies that would enable them to lead, guide, and ultimately control the battlefield. Musashi, who fought in over 60 duels and was undefeated in combat, crafted his philosophy in response to his direct experiences in battle and his study of Zen Buddhism and other philosophical systems. The Two Swords Doctrine can be understood on three fundamental levels: balance of physical and mental skill. The first aspect of Musashi's doctrine involves the balance between physical and mental strength. Musashi believed that to be truly effective, one must cultivate not just mastery of technique and weaponry, but also mental clarity and adaptability. The sword, in Musashi's view, was not simply a tool of physical violence. It was a means of expressing one's mind and intention. A warrior who could strike with both physical power and mental clarity would always have the upper hand. In his own two-sword technique, Musashi combined the katana, long sword, for powerful strikes with the wakizashi, short sword, for swift close-range action. This balance allowed him to respond to changing situations on the battlefield. In life, this duality reminds us that strength alone is not enough. We must also develop strategic thinking, emotional intelligence, and the ability to adapt to new circumstances in order to succeed. Duality of hard and soft approaches. Another key aspect of Musashi's philosophy is the duality between hard and soft. Hard being the forceful, aggressive side of combat, and soft representing the subtle, adaptable side. In the same way, the Two Swords Doctrine teaches us to strike a balance between decisiveness and flexibility. It is not enough to charge headlong into battle or business ventures with sheer force. One must also know when to yield, to adapt, and to let go in order to gain the advantage. In the context of strategy, the hard approach could be likened to direct confrontation, attacking with all available resources and overwhelming your opponent. The soft approach, on the other hand, involves patience, timing, and the ability to wait for the right moment to strike. Musashi often emphasized that the key to victory was knowing when to act decisively and when to wait for the enemy to make a mistake. Balance between the external and internal. The final component of Musashi's doctrine of the two swords relates to the interplay between the external and internal dimensions of life. Externally, Musashi's doctrine applies to combat, to the mastery of skills, and to the management of external challenges. Internally, it refers to self-discipline, awareness, and the cultivation of a focused and calm mind. Musashi, as a Zen practitioner, often stressed the importance of mental discipline and self-awareness. In his book, The Book of Five Rings, he wrote, "If you know the way broadly, you will see it in everything." This speaks to the idea that, in order to succeed externally, we must first succeed internally by mastering ourselves, our thoughts, emotions, and actions. It's the same principle that governs martial arts. Mastery of the external form requires a deep understanding and control of the internal state. While Musashi's teachings were born out of the realities of 16th century Japan, they resonate deeply with modern life. The world today is filled with challenges that require both strategic thinking and emotional intelligence. Whether you're navigating personal growth, pursuing a career, or leading a team, the principles of Musashi's Two Swords Doctrine offer timeless wisdom for overcoming obstacles. Business strategy and leadership. In the realm of business, Musashi's Two Swords Doctrine can be applied to leadership and decision-making. The hard sword represents bold actions, decisive, aggressive moves that aim to achieve immediate results. The soft sword, on the other hand, represents strategic patience, knowing when to wait, when to pivot, and when to allow the business environment to shift in your favor. Business leaders must master both swords in order to successfully navigate complex markets, deal with competition, and lead their teams through uncertain times. Musashi's philosophy also teaches that the battlefield is not only external but internal. The leader's mental state, clarity of purpose, and ability to inspire others are just as critical as their tactical and strategic acumen. Leaders who balance external achievements with internal awareness create environments in which their teams can thrive. Personal development and self-mastery. On a personal level, Musashi's doctrine is an invitation to examine our own approach to life's challenges. Are we relying solely on force, on sheer determination and willpower? Or are we allowing for flexibility, adaptability, and emotional intelligence to guide our decisions? Musashi's emphasis on mental discipline and focus teaches us that, in order to succeed in life, we must first master ourselves. In our daily lives, there are moments when we must be assertive and take action, much like the sword's cutting edge. At other times, we must step back, reflect, and adapt. This is the moment of the soft sword. Musashi's doctrine reminds us that true mastery comes not from brute force, but from understanding when and how to strike and when to wait. Conflict resolution. Musashi's approach to the two swords also provides a framework for resolving conflicts, whether in personal relationships, business negotiations, or even in political environments. The aggressive hard approach can be useful in certain situations where a decisive, bold move is required. However, the soft approach, characterized by diplomacy, compromise, and patience, often leads to long-term, sustainable solutions. By balancing these two approaches, we are more likely to achieve outcomes that not only address the immediate issue, but also preserve relationships and build trust. The key is knowing when to apply pressure and when to yield, a skill that Musashi mastered both on the battlefield and in his philosophical writings. Miyamoto Musashi's Two Swords Doctrine is more than a martial art technique. It is a profound philosophy that can be applied to virtually every aspect of life. From the balance between physical strength and mental clarity, to the interplay between hard and soft approaches in strategy, Musashi's wisdom transcends time and continues to offer insights for those navigating the complexities of modern life. In a world that often demands quick decisions and instant results, Musashi's teachings remind us of the power of balance, patience, and strategic thinking. To truly win, we must master both the external and internal aspects of conflict and challenge, understanding that victory is not merely the result of force, but of skill, awareness, and balance. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Musashi's Two Swords Doctrine. If you found this video insightful and would like to learn more about the timeless strategies of history's greatest minds, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. At the unfolding journey, we're just getting started in our quest to uncover the lessons of the past that can shape our future. Stay tuned and keep balancing the sword of action with the wisdom of reflection.